The Northern-style pho at Omar's place on Geary Boulevard in the Richmond district of San Francisco doesn't include a lot of garnishes and bean sprouts. Here, each pho requires its own broth, making it the perfect place for a liquid lunch. You can slurp to your heart's content at Turtle Tower Restaurant.
My name is Pham. The name of the restaurant is Turtle Tower Restaurant. So the restaurant is named after a historical landmark in Hanoi. The story goes that a magical turtle rise from the bottom of the lake and presented the emperor with a sword. My father had been cooking all his life. His grandfather taught his mother, and his mother taught him. All the recipes are as old as he can remember, and is strictly Northern Vietnamese cuisine. My father would like to keep everything as authentic as possible, so he ordered the noodle to be specially made. Traditionally, pho has always been served in Hanoi without basil, bean sprout, or hoisin sauce, as it is still today, and how we serve it here at Turtle Tower. I've been in this business with my parents for 13 years. I now manage their operations. Corey and his wife Julie manages the Geary location. My mom and my sister manage the Larkin location, and my husband manages the 6th Street location.
All right, Omar, let's talk a little bit about the difference between the Northern Vietnamese cuisine, which is what Turtle Tower is focused on, and sort of Southern Vietnamese cuisine.
So the Southern, as you know, style of pho is often accompanied with bean sprouts and basil
and hoisin sauce.
Exactly. Now with Turtle Tower, it's a Hanoi style or Northern style pho, and with that style, it's really about the broth. And it's super minimal, and the broth is really meant to be the star of the show. And the thing to get at any of the Turtle Tower restaurants is the pho ga, which is a big bowl of steamy broth that just kind of comes up at your face with aromas, and it's just super, super delicious, and that's what they're known for, the pho ga. It's the chicken pho.
We ordered 3 different phos. You know, the number 1, which I think is the most famous, they have the pho ga. We ordered the number 3 that has the raw and cooked beef in it. And we ordered the number 8. The number 8 that has the Cabernet marinated beef.
The red wine.
Right.
Yeah.
I found number 1 and number 3 to be very similar in flavor as far as the broth goes. The noodles and the dish do not give any flavor. The broth was very hot, and it cooked the beef right away. But it was just cooked beef, no flavor. We had to season the plates with the soy sauce or the hot sriracha sauce or whatever else they had on the table, sliced jalapenos, except for the marinated beef and wine that had its own flavor that was a little bit different.
The beauty is in the simplicity, and the broth is just so beautiful, and it's really just, you could really taste all the flavors of the anise and the ginger come through, and that's really all you need. You don't really need much more.
You want to grab the sriracha and just kind of load it in?
I mean, maybe a little bit if you need heat.
See, Pauline is very quiet over there, which is making me nervous.
I didn't taste star anise. I didn't taste ginger. I got the, I asked him, I said, what do you recommend? And he goes, pho ga. And I go, really? I go, come on. I go, I'll eat anything as long as it doesn't kill me. Are you just saying that because I'm not Asian? I said, what do you eat? And he goes, get the one with the giblets. I'm like, done. So I get the one with the giblets. I do like the whiter noodles in Northern Vietnamese cuisine. They're easier to handle.
They're a little silkier, a little thinner.
Silkier and everything like that. So I said, I go, just give me the jalapenos on the side. I'm not going to touch it because I just want to taste that broth. And I wasn't getting that. And I was a little bit disappointed with that because, of course, I'm looking around the restaurant and everyone's slurping it up. And I'm like, I'm not tasting that. And I tasted my friend's one where she got the rare beef. And my other friend got just the plain old pho ga. And I said, why? I'm just not getting it. If they would have sliced my giblets, because I was getting whole giblets, if they would have sliced my giblets where I would have gotten giblets in every bite, I think that also it would have been a little bit different of an experience with my pho. But I didn't get that. I had to put the hot oil, I had to put sriracha in it. And it was just, I was kind of bummed out. I was like, and I love pho, especially pho for lunch. It might just be that I prefer the spiciness of Central and South Vietnamese
and the other
cooking,
condiments.
and the other condiments and
Right.
everything like that. Although I'm not big on putting hoisin in my thing.
Right.
I like tasting. I like tasting broth. I like simplicity of things, but I just wasn't getting it
It
from
just
there.
seems that it's the same broth for every soup plate, and they just add either meat or chicken or whatever. But to me, it tasted very much one note.
I don't think so.
kind of
No, they're
broth.
different broths.
They're
for each of
different
the-
broths,
of the
definitely. I mean, this place is an institution. It's been around since 2000. Everyone knows about it. It's a thing. You know, the pho ga, maybe you guys had off experiences. I don't know. The other thing that I ordered and discovered was this catfish marinated in turmeric. It's served to you in this cast iron pot that's kind of elevated, and below the cast iron is this flame that heats it up and sizzles the fish. On the side, you're served with green onions and dill, and then at the end, it's this really beautiful sort of broth that almost has a curry-like kind of texture to it. This thing, I tell you, was such a pleasant surprise. It was so good. The flavors are so clean, and the fish kind of crisps up, and then you...
I'm hungry now.
Oh, it's
I
so
wish that I would have
good.
gotten that because I'm normally more of a pescatarian, but I was looking for shrimp or crab, which is indicative of northern Vietnam.
Well, I had an experience with spring rolls that they were almost frozen. They were so cold that made them almost tasteless.
Which they serve cold.
Yeah,
Right.
but they seem to be like they had made them a long time in advance.
I liked
maybe
the spring rolls. It was fresh for me, and I liked it because they didn't have lots and lots of noodles in there, which
Right.
that was good. And it could be because I was there on the hottest day of the year, practically.
What about value? Because
That's a good value. I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting a nice big bowl of pho for like what, $6.80,
Right.
$6-7 the most.
all right, Omar, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
Super traditional northern Vietnamese food, bang for your buck, definitely go anytime.
All right, Pauline?
There's other Vietnamese places that I'd much prefer in the city, but if I'm going to go back, I'm going to try something like what Omar said for the catfish. It's definitely a bang for your buck, but I wasn't too impressed.
Okay, and Raphael?
Yeah, me too. I think it's a good value for your dollar, but I will definitely not recommend it to anybody, and I won't try to go there again.
All right, if you would like to try Turtle Tower Restaurant, it's on Geary between 21st and 22nd Avenues in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-221-9890. It's open for lunch and dinner every day. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab for dinner without drinks is around $17, cash only.